Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Black Cats TV. Back just a day after the Villa game. I've had to have a watch of the few highlights again, and obviously I still go to the game, but I have to sit back and watch it afterwards and have a proper think about what we've just seen. And is it weird to be disappointed with a 1-1 draw at home when you had 10 men for over an hour of the game? I feel like it is, but still think overall we were the better side. Again, not a dull game. Brentford wasn't a dull game either, with about 4 or 5 different VAR decisions throughout it, and this one reared its head again, and even the West Ham game. So we've had a value for money since going back to the stadium, right? So we'll get into the action bits that happened, of course, there, but do hit the like button and the hype button that there is now. It really does help push us out to other people who haven't seen us, and helps us grow. And if we could get just one more subscriber, we're on 2,600 then, so just one more. Please do it now. I won't say it again. So game started off, I thought Sunderland were the better side. Villa obviously had a lot more, shall we say, I don't want to say quality players, but like Boubacar Kamara in that first half was doing really well, getting on the ball. Gassand, I think he's called as well, was getting on the ball really well. And they were doing some nice little passages of play without really threatening. They had one proper chance where Gassand turned on the ball about 6 yards and fired it, and Roofs made a save. And from the rebound, Watkins had another shot, and he made a save from that one, which ended up being offside anyway. So that was the only sort of chance that they really had. And then the game sort of switched a bit when Matty Cash sort of went through didn't go through the back of him. He bumped into Reinildo, basically. And when Reinildo was on the floor, right in front of Labrie, he kicked up his 2 feet and basically kicked out at Matty Cash. Referee gave a red card, and VAR said, yeah, you're right, basically. Obviously, I'm on the far side of the pitch to that one, so I hadn't really seen it, but I could just see there was like this groan around the stadium, like people who had seen it went, oh no, we know what's coming. And with VAR, you know that they're going to have another view of it, basically. And I don't think anyone was surprised at the red card. Obviously, the people who hadn't seen it probably were, but you could see from the way the Villa players reacted, something had happened. And in my eyes, it's a fair red card and a silly decision from him. I'm not going to completely throw him under the bus or anything. He's been class for us this season, but it was a silly mistake to make. So it'll probably be. Do you reckon Masuaku will come in now at left back? He played well when he came on as well, or do you reckon they'll jig it around a bit so that it's Alderete, Nordy, Ballard, and Hume maybe at left back, and one of them out on the right? But none of them deserve to be dropped, really. So. We'll see anyway, but that'll probably be a 3-game ban now for Reinildo, because it was deemed violent conduct. So we saw out the first half. I thought we did really well. We adjusted to like a back 5, it seemed like. I think Ballard came on for Rig, who Rig had made his first start in the injury to Habib Diarra yesterday. We don't know any more information on that one yet. But we just sort of, but Enzo did start, of course, I should say. Enzo started the game when there was rumours that he might not be ready, but he was. Ballard was on the bench, of course. So Diarra out injured now for we don't know how long. So Rig got the chance to start and did looked off the pace in the first few minutes or two, I will say, like wasn't quite there, but then did some really good link-up play, some really good touches on the ball, and megged a few players and tried to slot in Isidor once or twice. And I thought, yeah, he's ready for this now. Probably the experience of playing with these players in training and pre-season has done him well, and he seems up for it. And it was a shame that he had to be the one that was sacrificed for the defensive adjustment. But when you actually go through the team player by player, he was the only one that you were going to take off. Even if that had been Diarra, I think Diarra was the only one you would take off, really, because Siddique's got a brilliant work rate and he's just absolutely in everybody's face. Xhaka's just organised and everything. You weren't going to take off a defender, and you're not going to take off your only striker. So he was probably the only choice. Matty Cash got booed for most of the game following that one there, but it was, of course, Matty Cash that scored for Villa, scored their first Premier League goal. Short corner, passed across to him from about 30 yards, 35 yards out maybe, and he hit a shot which from my angle, sitting in the northeast corner, looked like he'd fired it straight into the top corner. When I've seen the replays back, it is straight at Roofs in the middle of the goal. It might swerve a little, and I'm talking like a foot to the side or something, but Roofs goes to punch it with two hands instead of, he's got his fists closed like this instead of having his hands open for it, and ends up punching it into his own net almost. Now, it was a hard shot, and it did come a bit unsighted, but I think, especially with the saves he's made so far this season, he should be saving that. I can't criticise him too much. He's been fantastic, and he was pretty much the only reason we got a point against Crystal Palace, and he's a large reason we got all 3 points against Brentford as well, of course. So I want, again, like Reinildo, I'm not going to throw him under the bus for one error. I just sort of think you probably could have said, I get why you're not catching it. They tell the goalkeeper coaches all around the country will tell you not to catch the moving balls anymore. You just hit them away. So it's just a mistake. But at the time, it looked like, oh God, our hard work's gone to waste here. Interesting enough, I've jumped ahead here, but I did think when we came out for that second half, we were the only team that looked like that were going to go on and win it. We had a man less, but yet we were more threatening. Alderete hit the bar. Isidor had a chance as well, and Siddiqui got in around the side as well. And I thought, why are we the ones up for this? This is Villa, Europa League's, nearly Champions League last season. Something's not quite right with Aston Villa at the moment. But they took the lead, of course, there. And then what seemed like a really bizarre goal. I've got a screenshot of it here. So the ball gets recycled out by the Villa defenders. Granit Xhaka, slap bang in the middle there, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got about 7 players around him there, not including a few of the back four there. And no one challenges him for the header. And he just cushions his header back over the defence there. Isidor well onside there as Tyrone Mings didn't step out. And Isidor just catches it on the volley into the bottom corner. And we equalise, of course, about 8 minutes after they took the lead. And again, I still thought we were the better team. Of course, when Villa had the ball and were in our half, we were, I don't want to say camped in, but we were all back. We were all defending as an absolute unit that we are and making sure they didn't have any space for anything, which is what you would do at 10 men. It's what any team would do. So this idea that Sunderland just low blocked their way through it isn't on. It's a bit like when you had the ball, we sat in, we made sure we couldn't break us down. And as soon as we got the ball back, we were on and we were out. And, any team that's on a low block would just be playing possession and passing it around. But I honestly thought we were the best ones. And then there was another one for the highlight reel of Trey Hume absolutely flattening Morgan Rogers. From where I was, it looked like he got nowhere near the ball and just absolutely hammered him. Seeing it on the replays, I'm guessing he does nick the ball, but it wasn't quite as clear as I thought it was when he took the ball, but the ref seemed happy with it, so we'll go with that one. And VAR didn't say anything about it, of course. I will say as well, VAR actually, sorry, the light's right in the middle of my face there. VAR, why does it move with me? That's weird. VAR in the game, so obviously they put it up on the screen, checking possible red card, but he'd already been red carded. They were checking to see if it was, they agreed with the referee. About a minute or two after the decision had happened, they put up a big sort of like paragraph on the screen about why they'd given the decision. They didn't show the decision, but they explained why they'd done it, which I thought was really good, actually. It sort of let you know in the crowd what happened. Not at the time. You still wanted the referee to be like, look, VAR have said it's this as well, which I agree with, and move on. But no, it was nice to get some sort of update, as it were. I will say I do love this picture. This is just after Isidor had equalised, running off. Alderete there, either throttling someone, an invisible man on the floor, grabbing him by the scruff of the neck, or absolutely ready to curl one out there on the pitch. But either way, it's a class little picture. So we sort of, I don't want to say held on. I think we gave, good as we got. There was some brilliant tactical play. So here's an image of Siddiqui being given what's the word? Like treatment for cramp. And then even the Sunderland went, oh, he's been everywhere today. He's gone down with cramp. And he went, I didn't have cramp. I was just playing for time, which is brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it there. It was, of course, Isidor who scored again, 3 goals in 3 home games for him. And he was fantastic yesterday. He had a good few chances in the first half, linked up well with the strikers. He was on the keeper every time they took a short kick out. He was back doing his defensive duties as well, and for me, proved why he should be our starting striker. The other bit I wanted, while he's our starting striker as well, he's also joint second in the Premier League top goal scorer list. Look at the minutes per game, though. So Haaland's obviously on 6 because he's a freak of nature. But everyone else's minutes are in the hundreds. Isidor, 78 minutes per goal based on his goal scoring antics so far this season. If I do have to pick a man of the match, I can't again look past the absolute unit that was Nordi. Unbelievable. I saw that the club had put out a thing on Twitter saying, who's the man of the match? Is it Siddiqui, Xhaka, Alderete or Isidor? And basically all the comments were, how dare you miss off Nordi? He's been fantastic. And he even won the Premier League Player of the Match award as well. And he put on, I'm going to have to lean in to read this here because I haven't got my readers on. Tough battle and a point felt like 3 today. Proud of the lads. We stayed true to our values. Thanks for your amazing support again and how are the lads? He just gets it. He just absolutely gets it, and I love him. As well, I know I'm getting old when I start to recognise the player at half-time. Granit Xhaka meet Lorik Sana. I used to love Lorik Sana back in, was it 2010, 2011? And it was Phillips last week and it was Sana now. So I know I'm getting old when I start to recognise the players coming out for the halftime whistle. Interesting stat came up yesterday. I took a screenshot of here. Aston Villa attacking ranks this season. Goals, none, 20th. Expected goals, 2.97, 20th, which I thought ours was lower, so I'm going to have to look into that one. Shots, 40, 19th. On target, 10, 19th. Big chances, 4, 19th. They played like that yesterday. They were not this free-flowing Aston Villa that we've seen over the past 3 years, which is probably where I'm getting into the fact I felt disappointed to take a point, even though we were at 10 men. But, you know, I can't moan. I can't moan when you're down to 10 men for an hour, over an hour as well, and the team absolutely played like warriors and moved around for anything. If it wasn't Nordi, there was about 4 or 5 other people that could have taken Man of the Match award as well. In our predictions league from the preview before, we've got 4 new people joined us from this week. So basically, if you get the correct score in our preview predictions, you get a point. So you can see Tony Huntington's leading the way on 2. And then what I've done for everyone who is on 1, you're in the order of the game that you joined on. So basically, Mike, Richard, and Trevor got it in West Ham. I think Lee, Paul, and Paul got it in. I want to say Brentford. I want to say. And I think Tony and L12 Bond got it in Crystal Palace, and then Brian Greener, Psy845Z, Changing Crisis, and Chris Carter Jackson all got 1-1 for this game. So very well done to you. You're on the board. You know. 33 games to go and you're on the border and you're only 1 away from the top, so well done to you. So what we'll do is we'll probably be talking more about the game this Wednesday night live on Black Cats TV, live on Michael Bowers, like on Only Fools and SAFC for our second episode of Midweek Mackham. So make sure you check that out. I'll get it set up today so you know where it is. You can set it up as a reminder, or you can just view it on Wayne's channel, you can view it on Michael's, you can view it on ours. It's perfectly fine what you choose to do. And we'll talk more about the game. Of course, we'll take questions on the chat as well, just to sort of see what people think. It was good fun last time, so we'll carry on doing it. So thanks for watching this sort of short scattergun review, as it were. But 8 points from a possible, is it 15? I think that's pretty good. And I think Altending said no newly promoted side with 8 points after 5 games has ever gone down. So we're in a good position. You know, we'll just have to see how we go and keep getting those points. Nottingham Forest up next, then an easy win at Man United, and then we've got a big game at home against Wolves after the international break. So we're doing all right. Doing all right. People who thought we'd be bottom, we're doing all right. What was it? We were 24 points away from Leeds and Burnley last season. So does that put us on minus 16 now? So yeah. Thank you all for watching. Do like, subscribe, and hype and all that stuff. I said I wouldn't do it again, but I have. And we'll see you all in the next video. So take care, everyone. Goodbye.